Scientists have made a groundbreaking discovery deep in a cave in South Africa, the bones of what looked to be a new human-like species.
Some caves are more than just hollow areas. They are a place of secrets.
I want to get some really good.
Strange markings, eerie remains, and an unsettling presence lurking in the shadows. Whatever was found down there has left experts speechless. This discovery isn't just shocking, it's rewriting what we thought we knew.
Look at this down here. This man, all
A hidden cave marked with a Freemason symbol seemed like just another curiosity, until explorers stepped inside. A rusted gate blocked the entrance, looking untouched for ages. But what truly unnerved them was what lay beyond it. Neatly stacked shoes, all child-sized.
These shoes are extremely...
As they looked closer, bones lay scattered among the eerie piles. Further in, benches and chairs stood in eerie silence as if abandoned mid-use. Who left them there, and why? The unsettling discovery has left many wondering if this was a forgotten ritual site or something far darker.
Can't trust this.
You don't step.
Cave dweller. Deep in a dark cave, a group of explorers stumbled upon something chilling. A small, hairy creature with glowing eyes staring right at them. It didn't move, yet something about it felt unnerving. One man, torn between fear and curiosity, reached out, but at the last second, he pulled away. The creature seemed just as frightened as they were. Was this some kind of unknown species or something more sinister? Whatever it was, the group didn't stick around to find out. Mysterious prints. While exploring Cueva de las Manos in Argentina, a team of explorers uncovered a haunting connection to the past. The cave, known for its stenciled handprints, holds art dating back over 9,000 years. These markings left by ancient hunter-gatherers show animals, hunting scenes, and human hands pressed against the rock. But here's where it gets strange. A similar cave was discovered in India, filled with hundreds of handprints seemingly left by an unknown group. How could such identical markings appear across two distant lands? Some believe it's a shared human ritual, while others think the answer is far more mysterious.
That sign from there.
Unknown cave creature. While diving off the coast of Jamaica in a cave opening, a man came across something bizarre, a creature unlike any seen before. At first it looked like a crab, but something about it felt unnatural. Its head glowed blue, while its body burned red, creating a striking yet eerie contrast. The unusual colors and otherworldly appearance left experts puzzled. Was it a rare species, a genetic mutation, or something completely unknown to science? To this day, the creature remains one of the ocean's many unsolved mysteries. Silent watchers. A lone camper settling in for the night spotted two unmoving figures outside his cave. Their large skulls and unnatural presence sent a chill through him. They stood perfectly still, yet he felt their eyes on him. His heart pounded as he tried not to move. For what felt like an eternity, the figures remained, watching, until, without a sound, they were gone. Cave's shadow. Deep in a Turkish cave, a man collecting unusual rocks was overcome by an unnerving feeling. He turned, and there it was. A shadowy figure stood in the darkness. It wasn't human, yet it wasn't fully alien either. Something about it felt ancient, like a djinn. It didn't move, didn't speak, just watched. Frozen in fear, the man felt as if the figure was waiting for something.
Bismillah! 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 Allahu Akbar!
Burning abyss.
but the connection with story. I always say this.
Deep in Turkmenistan's Karakum Desert, a fiery pit burns endlessly, lighting up the night like something straight out of a nightmare. Known as the Darvaza gas crater, or the door to hell, this massive sinkhole has been ablaze for over 5 decades. In 1971, Soviet geologists accidentally drilled into an underground gas pocket, causing the ground to collapse. Fearing a methane leak, they set it on fire, expecting it to burn out in a few days, but the flames never died. The crater still roars, fueled by the natural gas seeping from below. Tourists and scientists alike continue to visit this eerie, hellish landscape, drawn to the mystery of a fire that refuses to go out. Unsettling find.
Because we don't normally get to see the internal mechanism.
A tour guide in Ireland's Dunmore Cave recently filmed a video pointing out a rare flowstone formation on the cave ceiling, but viewers weren't convinced. The shape was too bizarre, too unnatural. Some claimed it resembled a creature, while others were left completely perplexed.
It's busy trying to reform itself.
Even stranger, the guide seemed to downplay its significance, moving on quickly. But as the footage spread, speculation grew. Was this just an odd rock formation or something else entirely? No one has been able to explain it, and the cave's eerie past only adds to the mystery.
Because can you imagine the violence of the event that sent boulders this side?
Treasure hoard. A jar filled with nearly 200 Roman coins has just been unearthed in Italy, offering a stunning peek into the riches of the ancient world. Hidden for centuries, each coin is a time capsule from the days of emperors and gladiators. Historians believe the treasure was either stashed during a time of conflict or saved for future generations that never came. The craftsmanship is remarkable, with intricate designs and powerful symbols that once represented the might of Rome. Now, after all this time, the empire's lost wealth is finally seeing the light again. Vanishing thieves. In a remote South African village, locals are on edge. Strange creatures have been sneaking around, stealing tools and random objects. And here's the unsettling part: they don't look human. It's not a one-time thing either. Over and over again, villagers have spotted these small, hobbit-like beings carrying stolen items before vanishing into a hidden cave. Some say it's just a trick of the light. Others, they're convinced these creatures are something ancient, something that was never supposed to be found. Whatever's happening, it's definitely not normal. Mythical cave. A man digging a shaft in Brazil struck something massive. At first he thought it was a rock, but as he dug deeper, he realized it looked like a skull, far too large to be normal. The structure had jagged ridges and an elongated shape, almost like something out of legend. When photos hit Reddit, theories exploded. Some called it a prehistoric fossil, while others whispered about dragons. Archaeologists have yet to confirm what it really is, but if the rest of the skeleton is still buried, this could be one of the biggest discoveries yet. Mysterious figure. A hiker in the Rocky Mountains followed eerie, unnatural sounds into a dark cave. Inside, a humanoid figure stood motionless, emitting noises that didn't sound remotely human. Its shape was unlike anything he had ever seen. Too tall, too thin, too unnatural. Just as he gathered the courage to step closer, it vanished. What he saw that day remains a mystery, one that still haunts him. Mysterious door. High in the Arizona mountains, a hiker stumbled upon something impossible. A door-like structure embedded in solid rock. Its edges were too precise, too smooth to be natural. No hinges, no handle, just a perfectly cut slab, sealed shut. The eerie silence around it felt unnatural, as if the mountain itself was guarding a long-forgotten secret. Was this an abandoned experiment? A hidden base? No one knows, but something about it felt like it was never meant to be found. Hiding out. Caves might be more than just dark tunnels. They could be alien hideouts. A hiker deep in the mountains spotted something unbelievable. A small flying saucer hovering near a cave. Shocked, he hid behind a rock and waited. Hours passed. Then, out of the darkness, a much larger UFO emerged, rising into the sky. It wasn't a coincidence. He had just witnessed what looked like an active alien base. If they're setting up hidden outposts on Earth, that raises a lot of questions. Giant mystery. Deep in Puckett's cave, archaeologists combed through the darkness, searching for clues when they spotted it. A tooth, massive and half buried in dirt. At first they thought it belonged to a bear or deer, but something felt wrong. It was human-like, but far too large.
Kinda looks human to me.
That would be one big human.
Legends speak of ancient giants with skulls twice the size of ours, with double rows of teeth. Could this be the missing piece to those stories? DNA testing is underway, and if results confirm it, history as we know it might never be the same. Darkening eyes. Deep in a remote cave, a man's flashlight caught something staring back. Two glowing eyes, unblinking and unnatural. He barely made out a gray humanoid figure, its form eerily alien-like. A wave of fear hit him, and he bolted out, never looking back. The cave remains unexplored. Whatever he saw, it's still there. Alien mermaid. A bizarre creature, part human, part fish, has been preserved in Japan for nearly 300 years. Found near Shikoku Island in the 1700s, this 12-inch mermaid was stored at Asakuchi Temple, believed to grant immortality if eaten. But what is it? A hoax? An unknown species? Or something extraterrestrial? Now, researchers at Kurashiki University are using CT scans to unlock its mystery, but no one can agree on its origins. Whether fake or real, this eerie relic keeps the world guessing. Shrieking cave. Miners deep in a tunnel were met with something they couldn't explain. From behind the walls, voices cried out for help. The crew froze. No one else was supposed to be there. Suddenly, mud and debris rained down, sending them into a panic. The voices grew desperate, almost pleading. Realizing they had disturbed something unnatural, the miners abandoned their work and fled. The sounds never stopped, leaving one terrifying question: was something trapped inside? Eternal flame. A tourist hiking through Chestnut Ridge Park, New York, spotted something unbelievable. A flame burning behind a waterfall. Hidden inside a damp cave, this eternal flame flickers because of natural gas seeping from underground. Though wind and water sometimes put it out, hikers keep it alive by relighting it. Some believe it marks a sacred site, while others see it as one of nature's coolest tricks. Love giants.
And over the little piggy over there, I can see it all.
Okay, now.
In 1911, two miners digging for bat guano in Lovelock Cave, Nevada, made a chilling discovery. Over 40 ancient remains, some measuring up to 8 feet tall. Even stranger, the cave walls bore massive black handprints.
I want to get some really good.
Far too large for any human. As excavations continued, more than 100,000 artifacts were unearthed, suggesting these were no ordinary people. Some believe they belonged to a lost civilization, while others suspect something far more mysterious. Skeptics argue that the skeletons were misidentified, but why were these discoveries quietly dismissed? To this day, the truth behind the Lovelock Cave giants remains unknown.
These rocks, soot goes up, so that more of this cave is down this way.
Serpent's treasure. A traveler near the infamous Devil Cave noticed a golden shimmer in the distance. As he ventured closer, his breath caught. Piles of pure gold lay scattered across the ground. But the wealth wasn't unguarded. A massive serpent, just like the old legends described, lay coiled around the treasure, its unblinking eyes fixed on him. Tentatively, he reached down and picked up a single golden piece. The snake didn't move. Encouraged, he realized the treasure might be his for the taking. Greed took hold. He vowed to return return, aware of the risks but blinded by the promise of untold riches. Cave Guardian. In Sagada, Philippines, an eerie discovery has shaken those who have seen it. A mysterious creature, captured on film, displayed a chilling appearance. A colossal skull and bony arms that seemed to either defend or pursue the people recording. What made it more unsettling? No one knows who filmed it or when. Some believe it was guarding something ancient, possibly even a hidden civilization. Ever since the footage surfaced, the cave has become a place few dare to explore, with whispers of something watching from the shadows. Metal Allegory.
Getting as close as we possibly can to the cars.
This might be one of the strangest sights in the UK, a quiet lake surrounded by what looks like a natural hill.
Where the cars used to get pushed in, and this is the way we go in.
Oh my god.
But it's not made of earth or rock, it's made of cars. Reports suggest that around 100 vehicles have been dumped here, but no one seems to know why or how.
I don't know any other explorers or people who have actually came.
Intrigued, two friends grabbed a boat and paddled across the water, expecting maybe a few wrecks. What they saw left them speechless. Rusted cars, half submerged, stacked on top of each other like a forgotten graveyard of metal. Some were barely recognizable, their shapes warped by time.
Don't want to fall down here, guys.
Golden Priest.
Yes. Oh God. I can't believe this.
April 2019, Egypt. A live broadcast, an ancient secret, and an audience holding their breath. As archaeologists slowly pried open a 2,500-year-old high priest sarcophagus, cameras caught something extraordinary.
This is gold.
Unbelievable.
This is gold.
A flash of gold, untouched by time. The world watched in awe, but then the real mystery appeared. A jed pillar, the sacred symbol of Osiris, god of the afterlife. Was it for protection, or did it conceal something even older? Every inch was carefully examined, each artifact a key to a lost past. They weren't just opening a coffin, they were unlocking a forgotten chapter of history.
Incredible. Look at this down here.
This band, all it.
Hidden child.
4 to 6 year old child, 200,000 to 300,000 years.
In 2013, scientists crawling through one of Africa's most treacherous caves stumbled upon something unexpected, a skull tucked deep inside an almost unreachable crevice. Named Letty, this ancient Homo naledi belonged to someone who was possibly 4 to 6 years old, but how did she end up in such a tight space?
Her mandible and body and unite it together after hundreds of thousands.
The passage was barely wide enough for a hand to fit through. Some believe a relative placed her there intentionally, suggesting early burial rituals far older than once thought. If true, this changes everything we know about ancient human behavior. But why was she alone? That question remains unanswered.
That it has enough preserved here, particularly brow ridges, the top.
Cave of Ancient.
What we found is new fragments of a scroll that we have known before that had been discovered.
Archaeologists exploring Israel's Cave of Horror recently uncovered something extraordinary. New fragments of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Hidden for over 2,000 years, these scrolls contain ancient biblical texts, offering clues into the beliefs, struggles, and daily lives of people in ancient Judea. Ever since the first Dead Sea Scrolls were found in the 20th century, historians have been piecing together their secrets, and this new discovery could change everything. Experts are now deciphering the delicate inscriptions, hoping to unlock more hidden truths buried in history.
Wow, this is by far first place. It's the most amazing.
Watchful gaze. Deep in an unexplored cave, an adventurer felt uneasy, like something was watching him. He swept his flashlight across the darkness, and his blood ran cold. Glowing red eyes stared back. The figure was covered in thick, dark hair, barely visible against the shadows. Before he could react, it vanished into the depths of the cave. The explorer stood frozen, knowing he had just come face to face with something unknown. Giant's Final Battle.
Try and put myself here for reference.
Archaeologists uncovered a massive skeleton locked in combat with a giant serpent at an ancient burial site. The 30-foot-long warrior had serpent fangs lodged in its ribs, while the snake's remains were still wrapped around it, frozen in their final struggle. Scattered around them were stone axes and flint knives, signs of an ancient civilization. Who this warrior was and why this battle was fought remains a mystery, but one thing is clear: this was no ordinary fight.
But you can see where it was made out of concrete.
Thai cave ritual. Deep in a remote Thai cave, researchers searching for new species stumbled upon something far more terrifying. Hidden beyond a narrow passage, they found a chamber filled with skulls and bones, eerily arranged in what looked like a ritualistic pattern. The air felt unnaturally still, and an overwhelming sense of dread filled the space. Authorities were called in, but after that, nothing. No updates, no reports, as if the discovery was meant to be forgotten. Peru's mysterious giants.
You see its head, kind of moving his arms.
Near a Peruvian cave deep in the mountains, a group of explorers spotted something that froze them in place. Two massive figures loomed in the distance, their movements slow, deliberate, and unsettling. They weren't animals or humans, at least not as we know them. The explorers watched in stunned silence as the figures vanished into the cave, leaving behind only questions and a deep sense of unease.
Looking around, like just poking its head. It's very...
Horror of Horton. Horton Mine isn't just spooky, it feels wrong. Built in the 1800s, this abandoned Nevada mine is said to be haunted by unseen forces. One explorer dared to enter, finding rusted chains hanging from the ceiling and walls that looked ready to collapse.
Yeah, this looks pretty, sketchy.
But as he walked deeper, something eerie happened. A chain began swinging. With no wind, a chilling presence filled the air, as if something unseen had just passed by. Many believe the spirits of lost miners still lurk inside, watching over the tunnels, ensuring that no one forgets what happened there.
Here's a shot looking back towards the entrance. I'm a little bit further in.
Watching face. Deep in an Oklahoma cave, a group of explorers stumbled upon something unnerving. A face carved into solid rock. It wasn't just any face. Sharp features, full lips, and a striking third eye stared back at them. The moment they approached, the air felt heavier, almost as if the carving itself was watching. The detail was too precise for a random marking, hinting at a long-lost civilization. But what was its purpose? A symbol of power? A warning? Whatever the truth, the eerie presence lingered, making them feel as if they had uncovered something never meant to be seen. Stone Predator. Deep in the woods, a hiker stumbled upon a chilling discovery. A giant petrified crocodile embedded in a mountainside. Its snout protruded from the rock, and the scaly textures looked too detailed to be a coincidence. Some believe it's just an oddly shaped rock sculpted by time and erosion. Others insist it could be a fossilized giant, hinting at a prehistoric predator lost to history. Scientists and cryptid hunters remain divided, but one thing is clear: this eerie formation raises more questions than answers. Buried gold. While exploring a mysterious cave in Asia, an adventurer's metal detector went wild. Expecting old scraps, he dug into the earth, only to unearth solid gold. The treasure looked untouched, likely hidden centuries ago by someone who trusted the ground more than people. Was it a lost fortune, a king's secret stash, or something meant never to be found? One thing's for sure, whoever buried it took their secret to the grave. Golden discovery.
Wow.
Digging deep beneath layers of earth, a researcher froze in disbelief. Buried for centuries was a shimmering golden figure, a dragon, straight out of myth and legend. Its intricate scales, fierce expression, and towering form looked almost alive. Ancient tales spoke of dragons guarding treasures, and now, here it was. An artifact so perfect it seemed impossible. As he gazed upon it, a strange feeling crept over him. Had it been waiting to be found? In that moment, the line between myth and history blurred, leaving him with more questions than answers. Disney's Dark Secret. For all its magic and happiness, Disney might be hiding something strange beneath the surface. An explorer stumbled upon a hidden tunnel leading deep underground, its walls lined with glowing gemstones that pulsed in the dim light. As they moved forward, the tunnel twisted in unsettling ways, eventually shrinking into a tight maze. The deeper they went, the more unnatural it felt. Not like an old storage area, but something deliberately hidden. Was it an abandoned attraction, a forgotten project, or something even stranger? At a certain point, it stopped feeling like exploration. It felt like they were being led somewhere. Secret base.
If anyone's going to be around here, I don't hear anyone.
A man exploring the woods stumbled across something straight out of an urban legend. Beneath the roots of an old oak tree, he found a hole leading underground. Naturally, he went in. What he found was bizarre. A hidden base with endless hallways, strange symbols on the walls, and dim lights flickering as if the place wasn't entirely abandoned. The air was thick with an eerie silence, broken only by the distant hum of something still running. Who built this? And more importantly, was he really alone? Ridge Giant.
Person's silhouette up in them clouds.
A video from Salt Lake City, Utah has left people wondering, was that a giant? A massive human-like figure was spotted standing on a mountain ridge, its silhouette towering against the sky as dust and clouds swirled around it. Some dismissed it as an optical illusion, but the details were hard to ignore. A similar sighting in Mexico only deepened the mystery. Locals reported a Bigfoot-like figure on a distant peak, vanishing just as quickly as it appeared. Could these be linked, or is there something massive watching from the mountains? Blue species mystery. A shocking video from Peru's Nazca Cave sent the internet into a frenzy. A group of grave robbers stumbled upon something horrifying, a blue alien-like figure lying on the ground. Panic set in and they ran, but not before capturing it on camera. By morning, locals rushed to the scene, but the figure had vanished. Theories exploded online. Was it real? A hoax? A cover-up? No one knows what really happened that night, but whatever was in that cave left without a trace. Lost relatives. Scientists have just rewritten history with a discovery in a South African cave, fossils of a never-before-seen human-like species. These remains, estimated to be over 3 million years old, suggest an ancient relative with a brain no bigger than an orange. But here's the real shock. 15 individuals were found in what seems to be a burial site. If true, this means these early beings may have practiced burial rituals, something previously thought to be unique to modern humans. The discovery was made in the cradle of humankind, a fossil-rich region near Johannesburg. The cave's tiny twisting passages made access so difficult that only a team of specialized, slender fossil hunters could reach it. Cursed Cave. A local explorer in North Wales set out for an ordinary cave adventure but stumbled upon something terrifying. Inside the rocky depths, he found an unknown skeleton, its shape nothing like any known creature. Nearby, a skull of eerie design sat among scattered bones, hinting at something far more sinister. But the real horror came when he looked up. Faces, carefully carved into the stone, staring back at him. Darkened walls, fire marks, and ritualistic symbols suggested that the cave had once been used for black magic and forbidden practices. Locals now warn against entering, believing the place holds a terrible curse. Some things are better left undisturbed. Lost Tomb. The Epic of Gilgamesh may not just be a legend. In 2003, German explorers unearthed a mysterious tomb in Uruk, Iraq, the very city ruled by the ancient king. What they found was astonishing. A perfectly preserved body surrounded by golden treasures, resting as if untouched by time. Some believe this could be the tomb of Gilgamesh himself, the legendary ruler of Mesopotamia. If this truly is the resting place of Gilgamesh, it could be the greatest historical find in centuries, or a mystery that was never meant to be solved. Sunken Temple returns. For For nearly 80 years, an ancient temple lay hidden beneath the Penna River in Andhra Pradesh, lost to shifting sands. But when villagers in Perumalpattu noticed something strange, they dug deep, literally. Led by Galipala Sudarsan, they clawed through layers of earth until finally, a stone pinnacle broke through. The temple of Lord Nageswara had returned. Generations once prayed here, unaware that time had buried it whole. Now archaeologists are assessing its condition and history, while locals flock to offer prayers. A place once erased by nature is now rewriting history, one unearthed stone at a time. Mysterious faces. Deep inside the Santa Cruz Mountains, two friends ventured into a dark, hidden cave, unaware of the unsettling discovery waiting for them. As they moved deeper through the twisting passages, their flashlights caught something carved into the walls. Faces, but these weren't human. They were beast-like, their features sharp and alien, as if they depicted creatures that walked the earth before humanity ever existed. The detail was astonishing, far too precise for ordinary hands. Who could have created them and why? The deeper they looked, the more unsettling it became. Devil's Watcher. A lone tourist exploring a remote cave saw something watching him. A humanoid figure with twisted horns stood at the entrance, motionless, its presence thick with unease. The shadows cloaked its face, but the menace was undeniable. Every instinct screamed to leave. Stepping back slowly, he turned and walked away, resisting the urge to run. Whatever lurked in that cave, he knew one thing: it wasn't human. Dark humanoid. While trekking through a remote mountain pass, a hiker spotted something unusual clinging to the rocky cliffs. At first, it looked like a shadow, but as he focused, the shape seemed almost humanoid, dark, and eerily still. The longer he stared, the stronger the feeling of unease grew. The figure didn't move, yet something about it felt alive, as if it was watching. Unsure whether it was a trick of the light or something else entirely, he decided not to take any chances. Without a second glance, he pressed forward, leaving the strange sight behind, but the uneasy feeling stayed with him long after he was gone. Hidden secrets. As the Euphrates River shrinks, ancient secrets long buried beneath its waters are being revealed. Tunnels, vast cave systems, and even grave sites, some possibly untouched since the dawn of civilization, are now surfacing. Locals report unsettling discoveries, from hidden dens to underground chambers stretching deeper than anyone imagined. Some believe these sites hold forgotten relics from lost empires, while others whisper of ancient warnings best left undiscovered. The riverbed, once a source of life, may now be exposing a darker past. With each passing day, as the waters recede, new mysteries emerge. What else lies hidden beneath the drying river? Today's open discussion reveals a part of history that was better buried. While exploring a cave in Uzbekistan, a group of soldiers stumbled upon something shocking, a structure that looked like an ancient Egyptian tomb. The walls, built with precisely placed bricks, had remained untouched for centuries. The deeper they went, the heavier the air became, as if the cave itself was hiding a long-forgotten secret. Was this an outpost of an ancient civilization, or something even more mysterious? The discovery hinted at lost connections between distant cultures, leaving historians scrambling for answers. Whatever its origin, this hidden chamber had guarded its secret for a very long time, and it wasn't ready to give it up easily. Thank you for watching, and join us for more unexplained mysteries. See you in the next one.